Cheers to episode 155. Derek Barnes.
155.
Whiskey.
You guys are drinking. Wow. You have to work tomorrow.
It's President's Day tomorrow.
Because it was a
you're off?
weekend. Are you off?
I have most of it's off. Yes. I still have to go to the gym tomorrow. That's all my other jobs I have to go to.
School has President's Day off? Is that normal?
Can I get a pump?
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
When
Alex.
you say gym, is that the Mission?
Where he works, dude. Come on. How long have you been friends?
There's a gym in Tecumseh too. I was making sure it was Mission.
There's a bunch of gyms everywhere.
Yeah.
Evan's opening his own gym.
Yeah, we talked about this on one of the shows. It's
Man, what'd you guys call it?
ECPC. Evan Camus Performance Center.
ECPC.
ECPC, get ripped or like lose weight.
Easy peasy.
It's just the marketing there is incredible. We're gonna buy out the whole block of the movie place in the China Buffet, that whole strip in Tecumseh.
Yeah, well, we discussed this at length.
It's gonna bump up against John Deere, that parking lot.
Water.
Oh wait, that's not close enough. Whiskey. What's Evan drinking? Was that a Michelob?
Michelob Ultra.
Michelob.
Yeah. How many calories? 95?
2.6, 95 calories.
Yep.
2.6
I always
carbs,
remember 95
L.
for Michelob. 4.2 L.
It's a nice beer.
And 100% steaming hot takes. Welcome in to the number one all-around sports podcast in the state of Michigan. Tonight is Sunday, February 18th, 2024, 7:53 p.m. Eastern, 6:53 p.m. Central, and first Sunday without football. We survived. Let's give it up for ourselves.
It's not technically true.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it
is.
Well, there's
no
a
bounce
week in between.
No Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl.
It was
Pro Bowl.
It was flag football. That's not real.
Pro Bowl games. I watched Sam Laporta catch 15 footballs in his arms. It was sick.
If we're being technical, we did survive a weekend without football already. So
yeah, but you knew there was more football to come. Now
there is more football to come, Evan. It's just 6 months away.
Nope, spring football in April. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I can wait for that.
Are we going to see the debut of Jack Tuttle at Michigan's spring game together?
No.
Okay.
I don't care.
Just wanted to check.
No.
What we're going to talk about today, we're going to catch up with Evan and Alex.
There's not much
The rare,
going on.
I think I said last week, I think it was the first time both of you, like more than one person has missed a week. So it was
I actually had a good excuse.
Excuse off.
Excuse off.
Yes,
well, I mean, I could have done it. Grant just didn't want to do it late, so that's not really on me.
Oh, it is on you. Move your schedule around, Alex.
I could not. I can't right now.
It's close the book season. It's big time there.
Oh.
Don't tell people my job.
For but shout out to Connor and Cody. Stepped in. Connor came prepared when he sat down.
Rumor has it it's the most watched episode last week. There's rumors out there
of all time. I don't think that tracks. I'd have to look up.
Well, that's why they're just rumors.
No, but credit to them. They filled in. Good discussion. Wrapped up football season. Connor's top 10 quarterback list stole the show for sure once he revealed that. Just hot take galore, one after another. Mainly just Jordan Love. And he actually has, I think they're all Packers fans, but he has a little bit of an army out there that agrees with his take, which is surprising, to say the least. There was a account today, I got a notification from @SuperPackerBoy on YouTube.
There's no bias there.
Commented, I don't know what you guys are laughing at. Love was the best QB second half of the season with the youngest offense in NFL history. Keep laughing. It was almost like a threat.
He did throw the interception to lose the game against the 49ers, FYI.
A lot of people easily, this guy just said, another one just came in an hour ago saying, I'd easily take J Love over Lamar. Evan, you probably could get behind that.
Yeah, I probably could get behind that. Absolutely.
No way Alex gets behind that.
No.
So we'll catch up, weekly check-ins. I'll get this out of the way now. I had a fact correction. I really should have pressed on this. It's one of those things I was so caught up in Connor's take that I didn't think to put him on the spot. He kept saying, name a quarterback who's had the most touchdowns, passing touchdowns combined from regular season and postseason, saying that Jordan Love was number one. Like halfway through the week, I was thinking about, and when I listened back to edit, I was like, is that true? Easy Google, Dak Prescott had like 4 more touchdown passes than Jordan Love. He just spouted that off like that was his bullet in the chamber, and it just wasn't even right. So that's tough.
He didn't even lose to like a good quarterback. He lost to Dak Prescott.
Correct.
So that's just fallen.
He was second though, so credit to him for that. So that's a fact correction off the top. We got Michigan State hoops. Evan was there. He was there. Alex was not. He was in Texas.
Breslin Center turned into.
Yes. Breslin Center South. A quick headline that happened this week. We got beef stew punching someone in the face. So maybe we get some quick thoughts about that.
I tried to get a free beef stew chant going during the game yesterday. It didn't help. It didn't happen.
No, you didn't. Did you actually?
Yeah, we did. I said it probably twice. Go.
You should have got Jared Goff chance going again.
Because Cody said, because everybody was just like trying to alpha one another of like go green and go blue chants. And so Cody just finally was like, Jared Goff, Jared Goff. Didn't catch on. So I was just sitting there saying, free beef stew, free beef stew. Nobody picked up on it.
Trying to unite the crowd. I like that. And then this is kind of a little thing I'm trying out. We struggle. We were really good at one point in the show where people would always give us questions. Even we had the life advice parts in the summer. That's really dropped off. We don't get much traction.
I think it's because it was you.
You think it's me?
I think you were just doing the questions and you're like, maybe people will start asking now. And then they didn't.
Oh, I see.
So you maybe you should just start doing them again.
It's like if I submitted them. Well, we're kind of doing that, Alex.
You did submit them in the past.
No, yeah. I never did.
Right. Sure.
I swear. So now what we're doing is kind of similar. We're just using other shows. Like when they ask for mailbags and they get a lot of questions, I just go and look through what are the most liked ones. Like on The Athletic, they'll do mailbag articles. You can sort the comments and see which ones are most liked and maybe pick a couple of those. And I'm also planning to pull some from the Stephen A. Smith show because when he does his tweets about, hey, anyone have questions for the night, he gets like 450 replies of random stuff. So we'll just start stealing other people's mailbags and answer them ourselves. I think that's all fair. It's on the internet.
All fair in love and war.
So we have a Lions question, a Michigan question, and a Michigan State question, which I think will spark some discussion.
I was hoping for a Tigers question.
Oh, we could come up with one.
No.
We could. Pitchers and catchers did report. Maybe I should dive on in the mailbag right now and find one.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
There's some tension between Casey Mize and the Tigers.
All right, let's get on with it.
Really?
We're not talking about the Tigers.
Yeah, there's some tension between arbitration and whatnot.
Like sexual tension or?
Could be. I don't know.
Alex, what have you been up to? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Before he answers, subscribe.
Yes.
On Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Follow us on all social medias. Please tell a friend. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Please. Alex.
I've been busy.
That's about it. No fun. Nothing doing in your free time.
That's right.
Let's think about this. I'm basically in the stage of your mid-20s where you have to like work really hard at work. Feels like, which kind of sucks. So that's kind of consuming my life at the moment. It's not great.
How many hours did you work this week?
I left at 8 p.m. on Friday, if that helps.
Oh. Should have gotten into work earlier.
8 to 8. So yeah, pretty busy there. What have I done fun? I had to work Saturday, so that wasn't very fun.
Oh,
I had to work a charity
yesterday.
Saturday.
You worked yesterday.
It was not like
good for you giving back.
Job.
Good for you.
That was a big college basketball day, Alex. I don't know why you did that.
I was pretty disappointed, but it's like a kind of a known thing
there was a big
finance team
game,
helps out. So
most of the games
kind of
sucked.
I looked at the score and I was like, "All right, UConn Marquette sucked. I didn't miss anything." And I saw that early.
Sucked second half.
Yeah, I saw that game.
Kansas, Oklahoma, snooze fest. Houston, Texas, snooze fest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
I guess Wisconsin, Iowa, if you're a diehard Big Ten fan, or if you had money on the game.
I am. I live and die with the Big Ten. I went to the range Saturday morning, the golf range.
The gun range. Oh.
Golf.
Both. It's 2-1.
Figured it was going to be nice outside, didn't check. Got there, it was like 43 degrees, and I was in like a sweatshirt. Bad decision. It's freezing out here. Winds were blowing at like 60 miles an hour, but I pulled out the driver as this dude is walking by. Just absolutely ripped one. Probably one of the better shots I've hit in a long time. Just a driver on the range, and this dude just stops in his tracks holding 2 buckets of balls and looks at me. He's like, that ball flight was penetrating this wind. I was like,
said that to you.
Yes.
You guys kiss afterwards?
He stopped what he was doing and said that. And I was like, thank you.
He used the word penetrating?
Penetrating the wind. And it was. For the record.
That's a weird thing to say something you don't know.
It's a weird guy.
Weird.
I just said thank you, and he kind of moved along. He was an older dude, like 60s.
He said, yeah, you know what? That did penetrate the wind.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. But I'm trying to think what I did the week before. I did something on one of these weekends that was fun. I just can't remember what it was.
You had barbecue?
So, yeah. No. That's just... It's across the street from my apartment. I still have not gone there. I just don't think I'm going to.
Terrible human being. You're a terrible human being.
I'll go if Evan ever comes. That's the only time I'll go. Yeah. So I'm the bad person now. Anyway.
You still are the bad person. You could try it.
I could, but I don't like barbecue that much. To be honest, I like pulled pork. Is it really worth going and sitting down at a restaurant just to eat pulled pork? Yeah.
There's sides. There's dessert.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it is. And yeah, that's about it. The weather's been pretty poopy here. It's been like 50s and cold and cloudy. It's like the mini Texas seasonal depression going on. So yeah, not much.
Evan, how'd your hoops week go? Fill us in.
Hoops. Oh. See, what did I do last weekend? Last weekend was the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Forgot about that.
I feel like I worked on Saturday last week. Worked on Saturday. Hung out with Rye Guy because it was his birthday. And then Cody, podcast host, went to his house for the Super Bowl party. That was a good time. A lot of great food. And then week of 5 games. I was part of 5 games in 5 days. 6 games in 5 days, technically. All on the road. A record
who made
was
the
not
schedule
good this week.
I wondered that last week. I said, who put this together?
Monday and Thursday were scheduled. Tuesday and Wednesday were makeups due to weather earlier in the year. We have to get them done because varsity's season a week from tomorrow is districts. So you got to get them in if you want them.
Well, we want them.
We want them.
Got to get it if you want it. Yeah.
Yep. A couple rivalry games did not play well in set moments. Played tough, but just putting the ball in the hoops seems a big concept for basketball.
It's tough.
So we won on what day? We win. We won on Wednesday.
Who'd you beat Wednesday?
Everything. Wednesday we beat Pinckney. Pinckney's basketball program is a dumpster fire. FYI.
They used to be good back in the day.
They're not good anymore.
I looked at
their
the
coach
schedule.
Resigned halfway through the year.
Oh, jeez. Just because he was bad or a scandal?
Maybe Evan.
He just was sick of the bull crap. I guess sick of being bad because this was his first year there. He lasted 8 months.
Tired of dealing with NIL. Took a coordinator job.
Are you applying for the job?
No.
Why?
Why not? You could take that over.
Pinckney's so far away.
No, it's not. It's like 40 minutes. Scott
every
Morkey
single
was
day driving up there.
It's 7 p.m., dude. Late, far away, dude, just for us. Grinding from his whatever he did, social work. Come on.
Evan,
Jason
how bad do you
Arno
want
was
to cut
driving
down the
from
Nets
Hudson.
in East
There's no
Lansing?
talent there. There's no talent there at
Pinckney.
Pinckney.
The Pirates, the Pinckney Pirates.
Evan, the
There's
first
no
place
talent.
you get a head coaching job, you're not going to have any talent.
That's not true.
Let's just be
That's
honest.
not true.
Well, realistically,
true.
you're not getting a head coaching job at like Chelsea as your first job. They're just
I don't want to.
gonna hire
I
you.
don't want to coach there.
Oh, you wouldn't take it if they offered.
I don't think I would.
Ah, we're looking at this the wrong way then.
I'm not. I bleed orange and black on the inside, Alex.
That's the only head coaching job you take if they're orange
Hudson
and black.
Tigers. Hudson Tigers.
Yeah, there
Hudson
you go.
Tigers,
Thank you,
orange and
Grant.
black.
That's what we play on
Jackson High.
Thursday.
Yes.
Orange and black. Go Vikes. We played them on Tuesday.
Summerfield.
Yes.
Perrysburg.
Brother Rice.
Petersburg,
Wow.
Brother
That's
Rice.
big time.
They're like, don't they have more than
Charlotte.
just
Paw.
Charlotte?
Ann Harbor.
Munising.
Charlotte's the
Wow.
Orioles.
Munising.
You get a cottage in
The
Munising.
Stangs.
Go Stangs. Kingsley. They're orange and black. They're the Stag.
Oh, yeah.
The Kingsley
No, that's
Stags.
That's the dream.
That's the dream right there. You know, other than that, I mean, that's about highlight basketball.
Orange and black.
Brighton is orange and black.
Orange and black. Oh, my God. There's
Northfield's
a lot of orange
and
and black. Yeah, there's so many
Northville would be
schools with orange and
sick.
black.
That's
Anyways.
about. I don't have anything else
That's it?
exciting to say.
Grant, what did you do this weekend?
I was hoping you would ask that question. I didn't do really anything.
Good.
Normal week of work. I went to a new restaurant, Marissa and I, on Friday, Rochester. Italian joint. Cool place. Family owned. People came from Italy back in the day. They had their life story on the menu, which I think is a good touch. I like to know. If it's a good story, I
Did
like
you
to
read
know.
it? Did you read
I did
it?
read it. I did.
I don't
yeah.
think I read
It was-
that
it was
much
only
on
like
the
a-
menu.
It's like a paragraph and a half. It wasn't a ton, but it just
Oh.
said like they
I wouldn't read it.
came over from Italy, they blah blah blah, where they grew up, how it started.
I wouldn't be reading
I got something on the menu that a lot of people would like. I overthought it. I like red sauce, and I didn't get a red sauce meal. I got lobster mac and cheese, which was good, but it just wasn't. That's not me. That's not who I am. I got outside of myself, and
Yeah,
I
you
regret it
should've
looking
got
back.
mac and cheese at an Italian restaurant. Sorry, I'm not picking that.
Yeah, the
It's a
lobster
weird
parts
choice.
were good.
It's a
Lobster
weird
parts were
choice,
good,
especially since you. Anyways, continue.
It was good though. Saturday, watched some college basketball. Watched my Butler Bulldogs unfortunately lose. They lost earlier in the week as well. Pretty much all in on their.
dogs.
We're on their tourney hunt. Just like I told the Butler group chat, down in the dumps. But you didn't expect to sweep those two teams going into the year. It's a miracle you beat them both on the road. But it did hurt because there was
Gotta
some
protect
real
home court,
buy-in.
Grant.
There was some real buy-in from our friends financially to bet on the dogs. And I wanted to say out loud, do not do that. Bet on Creighton, if anything. But felt bad to do against your own team, so I kept my mouth shut. Financially, though, good Saturday. I love betting on UConn. It's just so fun to watch them obliterate teams because of how good they are.
That was Denver's first win against a top 5 or top 10 opponent.
Wow.
Are they a lock?
There's a no, because I do. I was.
Final Four.
I think they
Feels
can get to
like
the final four, but I want to keep this in the back of our heads: is that the Big East is not that good this year. Whereas last year, like Marquette last year, was better than Marquette this year.
People are saying
Maybe
vice
not.
versa, though, Grant.
They
I
had
think the
Prosper last
talent-
year.
Prosper, they had another
Was
NBA guy on their team,
6'10" NBA level wing.
and I think Connecticut was better last year. Like one of their leading guys is
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cam Spencer kid from Rutgers. He's not an NBA guy like the people were last year.
Who was the
just-
kid that made a bajillion threes last year in the
Yeah.
tournament?
This is so bad that we're not thinking of his name because he went
Well,
let's say the freshman's just as talented.
Sucked, so
UConn's freshman was just as talented. I feel like the Final Four this year is going to be just the same as last year because of the parity in college basketball.
Could be.
It's certainly going to be, I think, a weird bunch of teams.
Could be.
Also, Michigan State, when they lost to Middle Tennessee, was a glorified lock to be in the Final Four. They had 55% of people pick them to win at all. And they didn't even make it out of the first game. So you never know.
You can't let that one go.
No, I can't, and I won't.
Watched Hoops today. Didn't do a ton. So I think with all that being said, we hop into a big part of Evan's weekend as well. Made his way to the Chrysler Center. Is it called the Center or is it
Chrysler
it's
Arena?
Not Arena. Is it Arena? I think it's Center.
It's Arena.
I think they changed.
No.
Evan doesn't care. He owns that building now.
And I'll tell you, we don't care.
So small.
And Michigan fans don't care either. No, they don't care.
No.
Yeah, so
the student section's pathetic. The arena's so small. There's not enough fans. The Jumbotron's terrible. They don't show any replays. Their stats are on the top, so if you're sitting in the upper deck, you can't see the stats because you have the curtains blocking it. There's no runner board for the second level, so you can't even look elsewhere for stats during the game.
It's objectively a real poopy arena. Been there quite a few times, and
nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. It is nice, but
and Evan and I did sneak all around that arena. We got in the rooms we were not supposed to be in.
Got in the locker room we probably should have been stepping into.
This big auditorium thing. Yeah, we've seen it all. They don't lock the doors.
You think Ward cares about security? No,
he didn't back then.
Not to his own car as well. I don't think
he was the AD at that time. I don't know.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, probably not. Don't destroy my narrative, please.
That was 2014.
Michigan State completes their sweep. You guys were on the winning side. I'll talk to you guys to get whatever statement, say whatever you want.
Izzo's first win versus Juwan Howard at Chrysler.
Monkey off the back.
First win at Chrysler since 2019.
Wow.
Did you know 8 of Michigan's... So Michigan State has swept Michigan 10 times under Tom Izzo. 8 of those times, they made the Final Four.
Ooh.
Did you see that
the time they didn't?
The real Shardy? Because his tweet is what I saw. They got a lot of traction.
The team that did not make it lost to Middle Tennessee State. Not to bring that up again.
2016?
But, that was 2015.
We lost to Michigan in that year.
Oh, we swept Michigan that year.
Oh, they didn't make the Final Four.
And they did make the Final Four. They're the only team that didn't. That's Michigan.
Here's the tweet that I saw. I think it's what you're saying. And again, I'm not going to fact check it because it's a lot of work, but this is from the real Shardy.
It's just assuming.
Under Tom Izzo, MSU is 8 for 10 at making the Final Four when they win in Ann Arbor. The 2 years they didn't were 2004 and 2016. They are 0 of 12 making the Final Four when they don't win in Ann Arbor.
So you're saying emojis. We have a chance?
No, more than a chance. I'm saying you should lock it in now.
An 80% chance, actually.
Draw regardless. Just lock it in.
Draw feels important.
But what else?
Do you want us to talk about the game specifically?
We won by 10 while we only shot 2 for 14 from the 3-point range. We didn't make a single 3 in the first half.
One of our worst offensive games of the season, and we won by 10, which is,
yes.
I mean, I guess a credit to the defense. I mean, everyone's going to say Michigan's really bad, but Michigan made a lot of shots that I did not think they would make.
Well, Michigan also were jacking up shots that were like, what the hell are we doing here?
They also turned the ball over for touchdowns 20 times. Just the bad kinds of turnovers where you just...
Good to see Cohen Carr dunk.
Yeah, Cohen Carr dunks.
How was that live? Those were jaw-dropping.
The first one, the build up, and we got up 9, and then obviously we pissed down our leg, and Michigan went on a 30-16 run to get up 5 in the second half after that dunk.
I don't think that was a 30-16 run.
No, Michigan did go on a 30-16 run after Cohen Carr's dunk.
It wasn't 30-16 run. It wasn't a 30-16 run. They were just they won that next period. No, because that means
they went on a
Michigan's
game of runs. The whole game is a game of runs.
That is not
Michigan
how
State finished the game 73-63 run. That's how Michigan State won the game. It was a 73-63 run.
All right, if we're using that definition, then wow, yes.
Learn basketball, Alex, please.
10-0 run to end the game is actually.
We want people to take it seriously.
Yes.
Were you on your feet as he picked that off? Like I feel like that's huge anticipation dunk.
Yes, I jumped up.
Thanks, Alex.
I jumped up.
I got up from my couch and started walking towards the TV as he was gliding down from half court.
Yeah.
And I was jumped up in the air when he went up in the air.
I was more shocked at the alley-oop that I still haven't seen a replay of the alley-oop that I thought was more impressive than the breakaway.
I saw that coming immediately because you could just see him like slow jogging on the left side.
It was 5-on-4 because your guy was like, like touching his face.
The whole bench was ready for it. They were like, they were already ready before it even happened.
Evan, how was it testy in there? Was it just a party? Was it just like, well, maybe nerve-wracking for a little bit?
It was nerve-wracking there in the second half. When you get down 5 and you're like, Alex predicted. Well, Alex, you're watching the game live. You're like, there's no way in hell that we do this.
I told you guys at halftime, I was like, we'll go down 5 in the middle of the second half.
And I did read that text message, and I looked up, and we were down 5, and I was like, I hope Alex is right.
Did they do it every single game they play?
Is that the most predictable team group chat?
Yeah, but Alex, I hate to be more.
So you don't have to listen to our whole commentary the whole game.
I hate it more because it was Michigan the entire time. I was like, there's no way in hell we lose to this team.
With this team?
Well, we did.
Jalen Lululemon?
Can we talk about the fact that Michigan does have like players that are actually okay and they're just like the worst basketball team of all time?
So I haven't seen.
I don't know how to pronounce that one dude's name. Nkamwa, is that his name?
Olivier Nkamwa.
He's a good basketball player for one. Terrace Reed can be good.
He turnovers on the stretch, Alex? Yeah.
Doug McDaniel is like flash in the pan good. Like every 5 minutes, he has a little run that is pretty good. Turns the ball.
Doesn't know how to do though. Can't do homework.
Yeah, it's like a poor man's Caleb.
Burnett was pretty good at Alabama. Kind of sucks in Michigan. Shedder's garbage. That's fine. He stinks. He stinks. Didn't play, but he stinks.
No, it's sure. Both. Like there's serviceable parts, but there's people saying like, would Beeline have this team much better? Like this, there's not. Yes. No one on this team can shoot from behind the arc. So this team is not. It's not good. It's not a well-designed.
Best 3-point shooting game of the season yesterday.
Yeah, they scored 63 points. Like that's the peak.
I know they were at like 45% from 3 with like 5 minutes left. They ended at like 35%.
If you look at their year-long stats, there's nobody that's a threat from outside. Like that's efficient and can shoot 3. So like they just aren't a well-constructed team, which is also hurting the on-court stuff. Like they're as talent, I guess, but it's not built right. It's like the Pistons when the first half of the year they didn't know how to build a team. Like this team is not built right. It's all like power forwards. They have one person on the entire team that can handle the basketball, and he turns it over half the time.
Jalen Llewellyn can.
He's like
sort of.
It's a miracle he's medically cleared to play after he just like ripped his leg apart.
He balled out against us both games. I mean, if we're being honest, he played really well.
Balled. Yeah, okay.
He scored 20 the first game.
That's impressive. But Evan, I imagine it felt like the takeover was like the football game we went to see. I kept picturing like this was the state moment for that, where you take over the arena and you just basically have a party towards the end.
I'll say it was still 60-40 Michigan fans, but Michigan State fans were a lot louder.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could hear the Michigan State fans on TV.
I think it really does hurt. Oh, they were loud. I think it does hurt that most of the Michigan State fans were obviously in the upper deck, and we wear green, so you kind of like blend in with like the blue chairs. Or like where Michigan fans were wearing like
yellow,
so
the upper deck on TV for
stick out. Yeah, but I mean, it got loud multiple times. It got loud. Go green, go white chants.
The Malik Hall dunk was very loud.
Yeah,
at the end,
because that was like kind of like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it was awesome. Enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It was something special about being in that environment, and like you're the away team, but it basically feels like a home game. I mean, during timeouts and when we're chanting "Go Green, Go White," and Michigan fans aren't doing anything about it, and Michigan State's bench is waving up their hands, like, come on, we can hear you guys. It's pretty sweet.
I'm glad you got that because I am 0-4 in Chrysler. Surprisingly.
I
undefeated at the big house.
I think I'm 1-1 now.
Chrysler.
I think I'm 1-1 now, Alex. You remember the game I was talking with people I went with?
The Miles Bridges game.
Me and McCrate went to that game, and I think Michigan shot like 65% from the field.
68% from three in that game. Michigan shot.
Back when we had shooters.
I think you guys had like 50-some points at halftime. Duncan Robinson.
Oh my God, we got bench.
Shooters.
It was bad. It was bad. It was
and actually ran sets to get people open. Like, if I was looking back when we talked about the crazy shots they made, it's a testament, though, because Michigan doesn't get easy shots. They don't get, like, any easy layups.
They were hitting, like, contested pull-up jumpers. And I was like, get out of here.
Even the most consistent threat was Terrace Reed. He's, like, actually a good player. He still had to, like, bully through people's chests to even get close to the rim. Like, nothing was open the entire
time. We could, true, because we could double team.
Because it's the top 15 Ken Palm defensive team. So let's... We have to give them the flowers. What? That we're good at defense?
Yeah.
It's because our guards are active.
Yeah, but it just feels like because some of the games you're like, there's no way in hell we're a top 15 defense when you're giving up 80 points at Nebraska.
That was in December, Evan.
When you give up 70 points to James Madison. I get that now. It seems to change, but
if we play James Madison today, I think we would win by 25 points.
25 to generous, Alex. That's a shit ton of points.
Fine. 18.
I'd be happy with a 10 point. I would be happy with a 10-point win.
Fine, but we would win.
The craziest stat, another crazy stat of the game, I didn't realize this watching it live. I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize how bad. Again, mind you, I was kind of like half looking over at the game.
You weren't really watching. You had the NBA All-Star bullshit on.
Yeah, I was half like messing around with my laptop, watching YouTube videos, watching the All-Star break, looking over like, oh, God. But Cheddar tied the game at 63 points with a layup with 7 minutes left. Last points of the game. Crazy. Yeah. That Michigan
I wish I knew that stat during the game. I didn't know that until I was laying in bed at midnight.
I know, because you texted me like 4 hours later. I was like, Evan, yes, this is well known.
Mind-blowing.
It's just because, once again, Chrysler does not throwing out stats. Obviously, you probably know that on the broadcast. What were they saying? Like,
I need to talk about the broadcast. Oh. There was a despicable moment in this game. So not despicable in the sense like, so they interviewed Michigan's new coach, Sharon Moore.
It's just like start of the second half, like 16 under timeout is when he came out.
Totally fine that they're interviewing him during the game. No problem with that. They put the camera on the three of them, and Gus turned his back to the game. Swear to God, turned around like this to face him. And Gus proceeds for the next, I don't know, it was like from the 16 to the under 12. Gus did not talk about the basketball game 1 second. No commentating.
No,
usually
they didn't.
Nothing. They literally just talked to him about Ohio State and Michigan football. Meanwhile, Michigan took a 5-point lead during that stretch.
But I think that's even better, Alex. You don't have to listen to the basketball commentating. You just listen to
Gus was Sharon.
Alex, he's a Michigan guy. He's from Michigan. He's a Michigan fan.
Like, I honestly thought for a second, I'm like, is Ward paying Gus money? Like, is Gus on
Michigan's Jim Brandstatter was doing the game?
Dude,
it was terrible.
I think Ward did give him, like, they gave Gus some gifts before the game. They posted a clip on Fox College Hoops social media where they gave Gus like a 2023 national championship cup, and he was opening it, and they recorded it before the game. And then they did a pan to Ward Manuel in the suite, Evan, and Gus went on a 2-minute tangent, like just going to bat for Ward, saying like Jim Harbaugh was going to leave, like no matter what he wanted. Like Ward couldn't have done anything about it. He's done a great job at Michigan, and I wanted to just that moment. I was like, I cannot believe that we're listening to this right now.
This was like just give them a bunch of free gifts.
Bottom
insane. It's like 85% of their games, so
it was insane.
I'm officially out on Gus. It was a horrendous performance from him.
He still did say, like, what are you going to do about Ohio State? Like, he did put him on the hot seat and ask a question that Sharon's not going to answer, obviously. He was like,
I don't know if you know, but Gus's fiance is an Ohio State fan because he told us. And she just tells him how good they're recruiting. So he had to ask Sharon what he's going to do to beat them. It was a joke. It was a joke of a broadcast for 5 minutes. I could not believe what I was watching.
Alex, this isn't the first time it happens on Fox during basketball games. So
he turned away from the game.
I get that.
That's so bad. And you could tell Jim Jackson was like kind of uncomfortable about it, and he was like trying to talk about the game a little bit.
I'm sure the producer told Gus Johnson to freaking interview Sharon and like
it was
Sharon started laughing. Sharon started laughing, like leaned over like this, and I'm pretty sure Gus like had his hand on his like thigh, and I was like, "This is making me uncomfortable."
It was so weird. Dude,
I'll go find it.
Strange, dude.
We have it recorded. I'll write it down and I'll send
Gus
it in the
was probably
chat.
freaking high. It was the game. That's probably why.
He also has a dirty pedo stash now. It's just, what's going on?
Was he wearing a flat bill hat too?
No, thank God. Dude, it was.
I have a question for you. Talking about the broadcast, I have a question for you. Do you get upset if like broadcasters like that call us Sparty?
Alex hates it. No, Alex hates it.
I don't love it, but I get over it. To be completely honest with everyone, at the under 12, I put on my headphones and I did not listen to the rest of the game.
What'd you listen to?
Music. Just listen to music. I started doing that during games when I get upset, and it seems to calm me down.
Music?
Yeah.
But like Natasha Bennyfield, you have Natasha Bennyfield playing in your head when Malik goes up for a dunk.
At the blank space before you.
No, I usually have like I don't know.
One shiny moment.
Exciting music. I don't know how to describe it.
Rihanna?
As if I was like working out. It's like music as if I was working out.
I'm crawling in my skin.
Yeah.
Type of music.
Yes.
Cut my life
in two pieces.
Yes. Yeah, basically.
Alex, did you end the game?
Resort.
What part? I turned it off when the game was. I turned my headphones off when I knew the game was in hand.
I heard on Twitter, multiple people confirmed this. I did not hear it. I had to listen. I don't care. I guess Gus signed off and he said, "Who's got better than us?" And nobody to like sign off the broadcast, which is a crazy. When they just lost by 10 points, I don't know what was he referencing? Just like his life. He's got it good.
That was another reason. I was like, "Yes, Gus is on their payroll."
He's a football guy. He's a football guy. Might be your new.
I don't want him on any more games.
Shit.
Gus might be the next basketball coach.
Dude, he's basking in the glow of the title. He opened the broadcast with a shot of outside the stadium saying, "You're looking at the campus of the 2023 national champions."
No, that's not what he said. He said, "You're looking at the big house home 2023 national champions. And to the right is Chrysler Arena." Yeah. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. It was the worst broadcast I've ever seen.
We've known it's been there. We've known the blue wall's been there.
Come on, get over it.
It was so funny. It was comical how much it was stumping for the football program. That was all we have.
It was incredibly biased broadcast. And
honestly, Alex, in fairness, like they have to talk something about Michigan because their basketball team sucks.
Dude, Gus just kept saying, though, the whole game, he's like, Michigan needs this one bad. They need it bad, folks. Dude, what the is this win going to do for them?
Grant, I have a huge question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you're a Michigan fan and you were in the stadium. How invested would you be into Michigan basketball? You're watching that game live. How invested would you be?
Not invested.
Like screaming your head off, like dying for every single possession, like some Michigan fans were around us?
If you're not a student, that's crazy.
No, there were multiple Michigan fans around us that were driving. Some of the people in our party, absolutely insane, because this Michigan fan was invested like it was the national championship game.
That's crazy.
Okay, next. Let's say you just lost, okay, and you're walking in the concourse.
Yeah.
Michigan State fans are screaming, "Go Green, Go White" chants, echoing through the halls. What are you going to say? You say anything back?
No, I'm getting in my car as fast as possible. Get to the car.
No, Alex, you know what? We would have been hammered if we heard one guy try to start a channel saying, "Let's play football."
Oh, I heard that they started that at the end of the game.
Yep, and then also like during the concourse, like people were just saying, "Yeah, what about football? What about football?"
It's got to be the lamest comeback in anything you could say. Like you just can't do it. It's an incredible comeback.
I was just jokingly under my breath, like, "Dude, that was so last year. Dude, live in the past some more. Come on, Michigan fans."
It's just something about this rivalry takes everyone back to high school. Like that's a high school chant in a basketball game. Like
people saying, "Let's play football," and I was like, "Yeah, let's play football right now." Half your roster's probably gone. Our quarterback is technically probably, you could argue, better.
We have a better chance than last year. That's all I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, football is still like king, obviously, for revenue.
Oh,
but basketball's a
that.
massive revenue sport. It's not like you're playing hockey. Sorry, not hockey, but like
hockey's cool.
Baseball. Or like baseball, you know.
We're number
like,
4 in the Perry-wise.
Basketball is still really important. It makes the NCAA like all their money in the NCAA tournament. So I just don't.
It's not like a D tier sport by any means.
You need your basketball program to be good,
and it's a high 2. So just stop it. What a joke! What a joke of a broadcast. I'm still not over that.
For Michigan fans, the way to get through this is to make money against this team. This is another crazy stat. Again, I will not check to see if it's true, but
I'll tell you.
So Michigan has lost 18 of the last 23 games since they started 3-0.
But they beat Wisconsin.
They
beat Ohio State.
In all 18 of those losses, they're 0-18 against the spread, which is stunning. It's almost impossible to go 0-18 against the spread like that. So you could just make,
especially in basketball,
retirement
you just throw
account.
Up a shot at the end.
Yes. So my ladder hit. I'm not going to get into
Crazy
details,
but
but
the last 7 minutes of the game to potentially cover.
And not that but they turned it over like on 5 of 6 possessions.
Yeah, and they were like
turnovers.
Middle school turnovers, like bad turnovers.
Bad turnovers.
There was one sequence where Tyson Walker like pickpocketed whoever it was like 3 straight times. He just kept getting the ball back, and he tried to cross over in front again. And he would take it from him, and he would do it again. He just kept knocking it away. I was like, "This will probably lead to a Michigan 3," which it almost did. That's it.
Actually, insane.
Now my question to you, Matt.
The ladder had no business hitting, but it hit because they did not score for 7 minutes. Yes, Alex.
Yeah. Where do these teams go from here? Where do you see the future of these 2 programs?
You're talking like big pig, like
I don't know.
What's
just
my
however
timeline?
you interpret it.
It's my timeline.
Whatever you want to say.
Well, Michigan's just gonna play out their rest of their games, whether people watch them or not, the rest of the year. And what is the end of the season going to be like? Early March. Any chance they win a couple of games in the Big Ten tournament? I don't think so. Maybe the first game. Maybe.
If they win the first
question,
one,
who is the second last in the Big Ten?
Can Doug play in Indy
yes,
or Minnesota?
His suspension's over. His suspension's over.
Good for him.
If Michigan will be in the very first playing game, so 14, 13
Wednesday
or
night.
Yeah, Wednesday night action, baby.
So if they win that, and then they beat the 9 or 10 or 11 or whatever, another shitty
Purdue.
team. If they get to the what is that? The quarterfinals, are you going to be like,
Purdue.
all right, I'm watching this basketball game? Are you going to sit down and make sure you watch that?
You can sit down and finally watch it Friday afternoon?
No.
If they get to Friday, are you in?
No, I'll be working. I will watch Saturday if they make the semifinal.
Okay, Friday night. It's after work. You watching it?
No.
Oh, no. You're committed.
Yeah, you are.
I'll check.
Awesome.
There'll be other
Butler.
The Big
East
East tournament is way more important
Big
than the Big
East
Ten
will be
tournament.
on.
If
Or
Michigan
SEC
somehow
tournament.
gets to the semifinal of the Big Ten tournament, like Ohio State did
Yes.
last year,
I'll watch it.
That week's almost just as good as the tournament. The tournament,
it's a great
conference
week.
tournament games.
It's a great week.
Yes and no.
I get it's just but you still have to get high level basketball games on that weekend.
Yes.
Friday and
Some teams-
Saturday.
Elimination
check
basketball
out
games
a
are
little
fun.
bit. But
Well, we've lost
Yes.
on purpose multiple times last year. I swear to God, we lost last year on purpose. Swear to
Ohio
God.
State.
Yeah, we went all the way to the semifinals and almost beat Purdue.
should this lead in, Alex, your question? Like the one from the Athletic that I pulled? It's pretty open ended.
Who will be Michigan's basketball coach next year? That one?
Yeah, the Michigan basketball coach in the fall of 2024 will be fill in the
Juwan
blank.
Howard.
I think it's going to be Juwan.
Come on,
Unfortunately,
guys.
Lawrence hasn't done anything
publicly
to
endorsed
change my
him.
mind. Yeah. Is he going to take that back?
Really,
But how much is that him just saying that? Because he's not going to.
I think Ward's actually just.
You look at your
is that dumb.
Your arch rival just fired their coach.
Yeah.
And then
that's a weird case, too, because that's a retiring athletic director. Like, did he just get trigger happy? He wanted one more move before he retired? That's crazy that Gene Smith pulled the trigger on that. The A&M guy did it?
They did that to Thad Matta right before he started it as AD so that he could pick his first coach. So
the new AD gets to pick.
So they're giving the A&M
So they're letting the new AD come in.
So Buzz Williams is about to be the head coach at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Texas A&M pays him a lot of money.
That's a good hire. Texas A&M was top 25.
Everything that I'm reading sounds like it's going to be must.
Wow. That's a big move. But they've struggling this year.
Horrible season.
Yeah, but there's rumors. There's disgusting rumors of what's happening for the Arkansas locker room.
McDermott.
No, Doug McDermott's who raised the basketball. Is his name Doug still?
Greg McDermott.
Yes.
Someone wrote in an article his name was Doug.
Greg. He goes to
there's no way they have the same name.
Greg's not Greg. Creighton. That would be stunning. Creighton is
well, they're saying that
they care more about basketball.
I read that it was between Greg and Chris Holtman, and they picked Chris Holtman instead. Those were the final two candidates.
Depends on what kind of money Creighton's got, but they got it good right now. I wouldn't mess with that.
They were 2 seconds away from a Final Four last year.
Creighton
was?
Yeah.
First two?
Really?
They lost in the Elite Eight. I'm like, or it's maybe the Sweet 16.
San Diego State?
Yes, that feels right.
Yeah, I think that is right. Good pull, Evan.
Well, good pull, me.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, they lost by 1 point.
Elite
to
Eight
San Diego State in the Elite Eight. They're 2 seconds away from a Final Four.
I like that for my bet this year. Then they have revenge. And Shireman is so good. Baylor Shireman
Dude, he's
is such a good basketball player. He was going off against Butler.
Dude, he was. It's tough to watch.
So I have a big board for Michigan. I've already built my big board.
The Cyclones.
Who's on your wish list, Grant?
It's a 3-name big board. I don't know whether or not to add Holtman. I don't think so, just because
that would be nasty.
I'll always have hope for Holtman because I saw what he did at Butler, but
maybe he just inherited
number one.
Maybe Holtman just inherited Brad Stevens' greatness.
Obviously, Phil Martelli, number one.
Right.
He's going to be an option.
Number two.
Nate Oates has always been the guy I've joked about.
That's who I want.
And not necessarily joked about, but then part of me is watching what's happening at Iowa State, and I like what I see out of this guy and this coach.
Do you want to be
Virginia? The actual name. His name is TJ Otzelberger.
Tony Bennett, bro.
They have a huge game against Houston tomorrow night, so tune in for that.
Is that in Houston?
Yeah.
Yep. Huge game.
That should roll up.
So he's from Iowa State. Iowa State's his home, so it might be hard to get him to go away from there.
Fred Hoiberg.
Yeah, it's true. They were 2-22
first.
He did leave for the NBA.
When he got there, Iowa State was 2-22, which is insane.
What year did he get there?
This is his.
They did this tournament every single year. 2 years. This is his third year, so he's coached full. Chucky Hepburn 2 years ago in the tournament. I don't know what he did.
I feel like Iowa State's always been pretty good, though.
Yeah, they're like a good basketball. They're like Butler.
Yeah, but they choke in
the basketball program and make the tournament like most of the time. They always lose as like a 6 seed.
Yeah, but he turned this program around. They were 2-22. They were picked to finish last in the Big 12, and they made it to the Sweet 16, I think, that year, which is insane to do. And then they played amazing defense. That's why I really like this guy.
You want to Virginia
I don't know where he was at before. He was at UNLV for a while. South Dakota State, they were good in the tournament. Or pesky in their league.
They made credits.
Yeah. So he's accomplished guy, winning a lot. Or you guys would hate this, but I think it'd be good if we could just convince this guy to come. Valentine from Loyola Chicago.
No, he's already our successor, dude. That's not happening.
I'm just saying, we swoop in and we blow up the succession plan. Could we pay him enough to come?
He would not do that. He would not do that.
I think he would.
I like how mad you're getting. I want him. I think he would do it.
I think he would.
I think he would do
it. I think we've already told him that he can have our job.
No, there's no way in hell we told him already.
Tom would want him to go. He
was our assistant.
Okay, but Tom said he's still coaching for another 5 to 6 years. You don't tell us he's a coach. You don't tell a coach at another school, like, hey, wait for 6 years.
Okay,
don't be selfish, Alex.
Don't be selfish.
You would,
one. Two,
Alex, you would steal him. Alex, you can just freaking steal him from Michigan if you really wanted to.
No, Evan, if he goes to Michigan, it's over. Not taking it.
You would hate it.
It's not
you would
over.
hate it, Alex.
I would hate that. I would despise it.
And that's why I want it, because it would be awesome. And
he's a good coach.
And he's recruiting. He just signed a guy today, I saw. Come through. He has like 2 top 60 recruits going to Loyola Chicago. Crazy.
What conference did they just move up to last year?
They're in the
conference
10,
I think.
I think they're Atlantic 10.
Moved up conferences.
Yeah, I think they're Atlantic 10 because they're in Missouri Valley.
Year,
I think they're in
their
the A10.
first year in the A10, and they were
struggled
bad
a little bit.
And then this year they're in
hard
first.
to do. Yeah,
they have one of the leading scorers in the country.
They won today. They beat Rhode Island.
Yes, he's
Rhode Island's not the same. Dan Hurley's not on the team anymore.
I know, but they won today. That's my point.
Was it on the road or at home?
Road.
Michigan State's going to play Loyola Chicago in the 7-10 matchup first round.
Wow.
We're going to be a 6. So
popcorn.
We're going to be Indiana State rematch, 6-11. Probably lose.
I can hate my life.
So,
they lost back-to-back games this week. So
I know. So then we lost a quad one win because of them.
Did we really?
Because they lost 2. They dropped from 20 to 34 in the net in 2 games this week. Top 30.
Quad one's only top 35.
Top 30 at home is quad 1. Top 75 on the road is quad 1.
Jesus Christ.
Michigan and Penn State were quad 2 wins.
That's crazy. I almost asked what was Michigan. It probably would be quad 3
Michigan's
or 4.
123, and I think it's top 130 road is a quad 2.
That'll be quad 3 in a couple of days.
No, because you can't really move down much further because the other teams below you are just also losing every game. That Wisconsin would really help for a quad 2.
Percentage-wise, I probably would say I'll go to your theory. I'd say it's truly a coin flip of whether or not it's a new coach or Juwan in the fall of 2024.
It's Fred Hoiberg.
So it's those 2 that I named, and then Nate Oates are the 3 is my candidate pool that I would just stop the search after that. If it's not one of those 3, then we're going backwards probably. Unless it's Jay Wright out of retirement. Oh. And then we're all in. All in.
What if it's Thad Matta?
Well, I don't like that. This is an important date to keep in mind for Michigan fans is that the transfer portal opens up on March 18th. Whoa, so if they don't make a move before then either they're moving too slow. Your decision, and that's why Ohio State I think did what they did. You need to have things in place before that opens up, or you're just behind everyone else. You need to make a move before that date. If that's good. So Ward's got a month to figure out what he wants to do. And if he keeps Juwan, or if he gets rid of Juwan after that date, then he's running a circus, which I wouldn't be surprised by, but he is running a circus. An unbiased fact that getting rid of your coach after that day is a big mistake if you know you're going to do it, because that's when you need to go get players. So we'll see. So you guys think Juwan? We'll see what happens.
Juwan's only made the tournament 2 out of 1, 2, 3 years. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 5. I mean, is that right?
It's been there for
COVID
5
year
years.
Canceled.
Yeah.
First year tournament canceled. We're probably not going to make the tournament.
We're a bubble team at best.
Yeah. Had to win that day. They got canceled. Year 2, Elite 8. Won the Big Ten. Year 3.
Sweet 16. As a 11.
When they beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
Last year, NIT.
Miss. This year,
miss. Not even make the NIT. Yes, he's made 2.
Whew. It's rough.
Crazy to think if they make one more shot against UCLA and he makes a Final Four, it probably guarantees he gets another year. Because just saying he made a Final Four.
Yeah, you have a banner hanging up in Chrysler right now.
It also
they do because they won the Big Ten.
Importance on coaches. Banner. Was he just a better coach in his second year potentially, and things have gotten worn down, or were those players just so good it didn't matter?
Were those kids better because Beeline?
I feel like
taught him how to play basketball.
It was player led, so it didn't really matter who their coach was at that point. They were just that good.
So yeah,
it might have been because they were dominant. And it was wild to think
look
about.
Look at Franz Wagner. Look how good he is in the NBA.
Yeah, he's insane.
And his freshman year at Michigan, you would have told me that he's going to be a 20-10 guy for the NBA. I would have laughed in your face. I said, "There's no way he even gets drafted."
What?
And I watched him cook the
guy was
Pistons
good.
live.
Dickinson was really important that year. Like he was one of the best players on the team.
Who is Juwan's best recruit?
Dickinson.
Juwan got Dickinson?
Yes. He's not a Beeline guy. Dickinson is not a Beeline guy.
Dickinson is a Juwan guy.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody else that was good is not.
Houston, his son, and Diabate were like the highest rated recruits. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. They were high recruits. On the recruiting boards, they were high.
Sean
did a good job.
My guy.
That was a transfer.
Was Houston there last year or 2 years ago?
Last year? No.
2 years ago. The Sweet 16 team that
Houston and Jet
freshman year.
The same. Wow, Houston went to a Sweet 16. That's crazy.
He had a huge game against Colorado State. The first game. He hit like 4 threes.
Oh, you did draw a Mountain West team as your 6. That helps.
Oh, Tennessee was really good. Like they were a good team.
Yeah, I get that.
That was just the Dickinson show. He just took over a game because he can still do that.
He can.
Barnes sucks in the postseason.
But he's gonna win it all this year.
I feel worse and worse about that by the day, Grant.
For my bet, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Grant.
Yeah, for my bet too. I get to win some money if Grant wins.
But I just need to make the Final Four, and then I'll probably cash out. No, I had to write it out at that point.
I'll cash out make it the second weekend.
They make it that far.
They have one of the best players.
Evan.
Dalton Connect is going to make a run. Like that kid is going to be a big deal.
He is a
in
March winner, as they say.
Yeah,
I said the same thing about who was the kid on Auburn. Who was a kid on Auburn like 2 years ago
when they made the Final Four?
Jabari Smith. I was like, he will carry Auburn to like at least an Elite Eight. And you know what happened? You had selfish guard play that just wouldn't pass him the ball, and Auburn lost in the second game.
Yeah,
Bigs never lead.
Dalton to the promise.
He wasn't a big. He was a 4. He was a top 3 pick.
I know, but that's just
sounds familiar.
I did think. Who? Jaren Jackson.
Yeah.
Who? Oh.
Aw.
Let's get to the Michigan State question that I have for you guys. This is not from the Athletic because they don't have a beat writer. I came up with this one on my own. I wanted to look at the
beat writer for him.
Colby Shakur.
Yeah.
He was working hard yesterday. Shout out Kobe. I want to say shout out Kobe. He looks good. He's lost a bunch of weight.
I said that to him the other day, and he kind of got offended that I said that, and I just meant it as a compliment. It's always weird. Like, can you say, like, oh, you look like you've lost some weight? Are you allowed to say that to people, or is it like, oh, you...
No, you'd say that.
Some people interpret it as like, oh, you were fat, and now I'm not.
No, you look good.
You could just say you're looking good. You could say, not say weight, say you're looking good. It's
Kobe did look good.
Hard to do that in the winter, so shout out him. That is hard to do.
He told me he got sick,
secret?
And he lost like 20 pounds because he got sick.
He didn't eat for like a week, basically, because he was that sick.
So,
all right, I got a question for you guys.
Sickness.
It's about the rotations. It's mid-February. You guys know who's who on this team. Although, I don't know if you guys heard what we were diving into last week about that this team needs a Mitch McGary run from Xavier Booker, and I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he can get that many minutes.
This team doesn't need that to make a run.
No, like win it all.
Mitch McGary didn't lead that team. Trey Burke led that team. Are you freaking kidding me?
Evan, Mitch McGary was instrumental in a lot of the games.
It was super beneficial.
You also don't win without Trey Burke, 100%. And you also don't have a lead in the final without Spike Albrecht. So, come on.
Yeah.
There's other guys that contributed on that team. A lot of NBA players on that team.
And Kansas game, Mitch McGary was insane.
I would have to go back.
He contributed, but he's not the leader
later.
I would say
Trey Burke shot, obviously.
Trey Burke
shot, but
we do not need Xavier Booker to go crazy in the tournament for us to have a chance to do that.
Michigan, number 4 versus number 1 Kansas. Mitch McGary played 35 minutes. He was 12 of 17, had 14 rebounds and 25 points. He won that game.
Mitch McGary played all year.
That's insane.
Xavier Booker is not capable of that right now.
we looked it up. Two games before the conference tournament, Mitch McGary only played 8 minutes.
In just one game, he only played 8 minutes, or he averaged 8 minutes all year?
No, I think he got in foul trouble and only played 8
well,
minutes.
that's
And then
what shit's that? This is not even a comparable. I'm glad I missed this show. That was a terrible comparison.
25 and 14. That's insane looking back at that.
He was good all year.
No, he didn't play at the start. He didn't come on till late. He did not come on till late. I know that for a fact. We looked at the minutes. He didn't really
late as in the Big Ten tournament or late as in like after Christmas? Because
February is when he
Xavier
started.
Booker weighs 83 pounds.
Well, it's about to be March, and
Mitch did marijuana. What's your point?
That's why. Don't dress in uniform on the sideline if you're not going to play. You get randomly drug tested.
Booker is a project. McGarry was not. He was a one and done. Well, he was one and done because he was forced. But yeah.
Let's go into the actual question then. Yeah. So last year, 7 seed Michigan State beats number 2 seed Marquette.
Easy.
Box score pulled up here. In that game, Tyson Walker played the most minutes, 36 of the 40 available.
That's the same thing's going to happen this year.
He's played 36 all year.
I miss Joey Hauser so much.
35.
Stretch 4.
You got Hogarth 29, Akins 29. You got Hall 28. You got Sissoko 21, Cooper 16.
Sissoko played 21 minutes that game. He played over half.
He averages 20-something a game this year.
So there's your
Michigan game he did.
Not anymore.
There's your 7. Then you got Kohler 1 minute, Holloman 5 minutes. So they don't really count. You have 7 people playing over 15 minutes. Against Michigan, I think it was about 10 people playing. We got to shrink down the rotations here.
It was not 10 people playing.
Yeah. No, 100% was. I confirmed
More
that.
Than 5
Do not count Davis Smith.
No, not
Davis Smith and Xavier Booker and Colin Carr's 8 minutes.
Colin Carr's 8 minutes would count.
I would count Colin Carr's 8 minutes because he scored 8 points in 8 minutes. I think
we got to figure out what it's going to look like if he needs to play more. Yeah, so Cooper, Holloman, Kohler, Carr. All right, 9. We won't count Booker's 3. What's this rotation? How do you see the minute split of this team when they're going to make a run? Because I would see everything shrinks in March. Play like 7 people pretty much max.
It is going to be 7 people.
I would just like to say on the record, the Michigan State minute situation is different than a standard 7-minute or 7-person rotation because we have 3 bigs that all do different things and all suck at different things. So they have to rotate the 3 of them all game long. So that should count as one.
I don't think you don't have to do that.
And Sissoko's going to be gone, so you're going to be cutting that into 2.
He did only have 7 minutes. Looking back at the Michigan game, it's crazy.
Basically, Kohler, if Kohler can learn how to play defense, he will take all of Sissoko.
He's not big enough.
He gets boards.
I get that. Well, this is how I see it. This is how I see the minutes played out. Just guards. The top guards are going to play 30
the 3 guards,
31, 32.
Play off 30.
Holloman's going to spill him because Holloman actually looks great. I think he's the most improved player on the team. Malik Hall's probably going to get the most minutes as a forward just because he's a senior led and he's averaging freaking 17, 18 points.
All-American the last 4 games.
Yes.
He's probably upwards of 30.
He's playing 35.
Well. He's got to be.
However, if the Michigan game's anything of a trend, I kind of hope it is. I think you're going to see Sissoko around 8 to 10 minutes. He's going to start both halves just because he's the most experienced, and then Cooper deserves to play more minutes just because of what he brings defensively and offensively. He's a little bit.
Cooper has closed the last 4 games for us.
Yes, and I right now, if you ask me,
not his offense.
If you ask me who needs to play more, I think it's Cooper. Now, Sissoko didn't do much wrong during the Michigan game, but I think Cooper offers a little bit more both offensively and defensively.
I mean, I think you saw it last year in the tournament. Cooper had moments in the tournament where he would have breakaway dunks and lobs. Sissoko cannot do that. Kohler definitely can't catch lobs and dunk in transition. So you need one of those guys. Cooper, Kohler, Sissoko. But Sissoko's going to play for certain defensive matchups because he's faster and is laterally quicker than the other 2.
I thought Sissoko did a great job on ball screens. Coming out and hedging. He's
the best at ball screen defense of the 3.
With Cooper, we had to play drop coverage. With Sissoko, we played hedge to get back. Depends on what you want to do.
Cooper just has like bonehead moments sometimes because he's young. Doesn't
can't catch the ball. Well, I mean, both of them can't
catch. Kohler can catch the ball,
but I thought Cooper played really well
for 4 months. I don't know. Who cares about the centers? It's going to be the 3 guards, and Malik Hall are going to play like 30 plus, and then Trey Hallman.
How do we get more Carr?
He up a lot.
I don't care. I don't care.
On defense, he all the time. It's bad.
But so does a lot of other people. Who cares?
Well, no, not. Like, he just straight up doesn't know what he's doing sometimes, and it's bad.
I think a big thing with struggles is that we sub so much in some games that, like, Carr's out there with other subs, and I think it makes it worse. Carr needs to be out there with 4 other starters to ease up the offensively and defensively mistakes that he has.
He also doesn't have an offensive game at all. Like, he only can, like, he's fast breaking. That is the only thing he can do.
He had a couple of drives yesterday.
Dribble. He didn't. He did score on one. It was a miracle. There's one lineup that I would be intrigued by in March that would, I think, tickle your pickle, Grant.
I have one. I hope it's the same.
Well, it's not a fantasy one. It's one they used yesterday, and I think actually works. So they've been trying this stupid like Cooper Kohler bullshit. It doesn't work
ever since Kohler came back
because Cooper is not offensively like he has.
Neither of them can shoot from out like threes.
Well, Kohler can shoot,
but was supposed to, but he doesn't. And I think he needs to if he wants to get more minutes. If he can make those, because then you have to pull out the post player from him.
He did play the most minutes yesterday of the 3 centers. But anyways, Cooper and Kohler doesn't work because Cooper can't dribbles or shoot or do anything. Kohler is only like on the block at this point, basically. Maybe like a mid-range occasionally. So that doesn't work. But yesterday they tried Booker, Kohler. And so if you have 2 skilled big men, and we know Booker can hit threes, and then you put him with 3 guards, don't really care who it is. You're just your normal 3 starters. That lineup can create half-court offense, which is nice, which we lack. The fun lineup that everyone would dream about, Grant, I want to hear it, what it is. I'm sure it's the same one I'm taking.
So my dream, Tom would never do this in March because he knows what works. He's done it. I don't blame him. But the matchup that's in your face that I would love to have experimented with is like you play a team. Big East is a bad conference for it. But let's say you match up against a team that has like a 6'10 center. It's just the core 4 and Cone Carr. That would be electric. And I know people are going to be like, you're stupid. Carr's 6'5 and can jump out the gym. I actually think he could disrupt a center. If you put him on like a 6'10 center. But you could do that. But if you didn't want Malik to like have to bang bodies with it, I guarantee you, like when I watch when Carr's out there, he's the most defensive rim presence that you guys have on your team by far, even better than the big men, because he's like such a willing and able shot blocker, like the one that he had against Nkamwa at Michigan State, where he came across the lane and just stuffed him. Like he is the rim presence. Watching him bang bodies,
he's not in the right spots like most of the time. That's the problem.
Yeah, right. I know, but it's almost like
it'd be cool.
It's almost like he's just the core form.
Going to be incredible.
He's just the chaos. He's just the chaos guy. And if there was a 6'10 center who tried to back him down and then hook shot, he would swat it. He would jump so high, he would just swat it. And it'd be awesome to watch. He would do a good job, I swear to God.
I feel like with how much he has to jump, he probably gets tired. Like he definitely gets tired.
I disagree. I think he's in the athletic prime of his life. I don't think he gets tired.
Dude, he's a freak. There's no denying it. And it's going to be very fun to watch him next year when he plays a lot. Yeah, he's crazy. He's a freak.
What we need to get him to do, because he could probably take anybody off the dribble. We just need to teach him to land on 2 and control in the lane and be able to kick out, because then he would be so good with the 4 shooters around him. He'd be unstoppable. It'd be like Draymond. Just make him Draymond.
In 2 years, he's going to be like all-American good if he can just put it together. He's going to have like flashy dunks in the tournament. You know it's going to happen. He's going to have a breakaway in the first game.
Those are going to hit.
He's going to play.
Those are going to hit like
he's going to play.
We need 15. He needs more than 8 minutes a game.
Izzo always has a plan. He's been planning all year. He keeps saying in press conferences too, the last like 3 games, that Booker is going to continue to play more and more. Booker more. He said last night after the game, he said Carr and Booker are going to play more. Now, will they? I don't know. But Booker is matchup dependent. Carr, he can definitely spell Malik's for 5 minutes a game. He's going to get at least 7 to 8 minutes in the tournament.
I need 15 minutes a game from Cohen Carr.
He is not ready to play 15 minutes a game. I'm sorry.
Yes,
he
is. He's 100%. 100%.
Yesterday was also the best game he's played probably all season.
But I think that's more in there. He also did have a very lucky shot. His first one that was the and one. And
correct. And against Penn State, the game earlier this week, he was like unplayable, had to be taken out.
Come on.
Because he all the time. The freshmen just don't know where to be.
That's so subjective, though.
No, it's not. When they give up layups and wide open threes because they don't know the assignments and don't know how to switch, it's a problem.
All right.
You got to play defense to win in March. You can't just try to score 100. It doesn't work.
Grant wants the flash.
I want the flash.
Trust me, it's awesome. So when he plays the 6 minutes and he has a breakaway dunk, that he'll get us going. But he can't play more than that.
But Glenn Robinson III also kind of came out as a freshman in the tournament. It was helpful for that game against Kansas. So maybe that will be Cohen Carr's trajectory. Because I see a lot of them when I look at the two players and the roles they play on their teams.
But also,
I think they could
ride the hot hand, though. You ride the hot hands. If he has a hot game, he's going to get more minutes in the tournament.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I look at the Big Ten tournament, too. You look at the Big Ten tournament, that stuff's going to matter for our seeding.
I want to see what did Glenn do, like his game logs, because he's a similar role on like a team is what he did.
I mean, they're like an example.
His name. It's crazy.
Gabe Brown and Aaron Henry were freshmen when we went to the Final Four, and against LSU, they both scored like 20 points just out of nowhere.
We were also all season. 30.
Yeah, just played LSU.
Gabe Brown did
Sweet
shoot
16.
like 4 for 4, 5 for 5.
And then those two just showed up out of nowhere, and you were like, "Wow, that was pretty cool. Good for them."
Aaron Henry,
it can happen.
Aaron Henry's special.
He was a sophomore. He is actually
he's special.
Pretty sure Aaron Henry started.
Gabe Brown, though,
maybe
was barely ever playing.
Gabe Brown did not play in most of the games and hit 5 threes or something against LSU. It's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit different. I actually played Glenn Robinson 33 minutes a game his freshman year. I did not realize that. That's a lot. That's insane.
You guys are freshmen. You guys' freshman class. That's all they talked about.
Yeah.
Michigan State's season is just going to hinge on the same thing that it's hinged on the last 2 years.
I got to ask you guys a question that I put Cody and Connor in a pickle. I backed him into a corner. Because Connor, I mean, just to recap, I said it in the group chat, but he was just like, I need to see them beat at Penn State and at Michigan. And I'm thinking Sweet 16. And I just laugh in his face because I was like, I can't believe that's your standard of who they need to beat. I know they're road games and it's hard in this conference, but I was like, Connor, I don't think that's what I would hinge making a Sweet 16 on, is beating those two teams. But they were saying the right things. Like, they're like, we could easily lose, blah, blah, blah. But I told them, I said, deep down, I know you guys. I know your fan base. I know the tradition. Every single Michigan State fan is putting their head on the pillow at night, still dreaming of and expecting a Final Four this year. And I know you guys are still...
Expecting is a strong term.
Yeah, you're desperately thinking it. I know it. It's in there somewhere. I want you to confirm it verbally. I said I don't think Evan will tell me, but I think deep down Evan does see Final Four in his thoughts. I think Alex would be like, yeah, I believe it.
I mean, I'll just sit here and tell you this. So we saw the top 16 seeds revealed, right?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Well, I didn't read them closely, but they seem weird to me.
I saw a bunch of them, but every single one that I saw was not the same, so I just didn't put any interest into it.
Well, Wisconsin was a 4, which is crazy. They're not anymore because they lost right
we can't beat Wisconsin. We're 0-2.
Agreed. That's just a weird bad matchup for us. Not sure why.
Which is stupid. It shouldn't be.
Very strange. Very strange. So it was Purdue, UConn.
UConn's number 1. You should just give it to them right now.
Purdue was number 1. Anyways.
Stupid.
So Tennessee was a 2. Baylor was a 3. Illinois is a 4.
Oh.
Marquette is a 2.
Should we beat Baylor? We beat Illinois.
Marquette 2. Arizona 1. Kansas 2. Duke 3. Auburn 4. Those are like a majority of them. Like all teams we have ties to besides Auburn. You led by 5 against Arizona with 5 minutes left.
Thanksgiving.
Down 3 to Duke with 9 minutes left. And you played one of the worst games you've played all season. You beat Illinois, who's a top 4 seed.
Can't beat Wisconsin.
You beat Baylor by 24 points. They're a 3 seed.
They won't beat.
Why not?
I don't know. I was still looking at the schedule. There's so many massive implication basketball games left to be played. It's crazy.
Going to change.
The short span. It's crazy.
Well, it's going to be stupid because it's all based off of opinions from people. So
when you look at the top tier of basketball teams this year, UConn, I would not want to play them. Would not think we'd win. I think we'd lose. It's comfortable saying that. Maybe we could keep it close for a little while, but we would fizzle out. We wouldn't be able to hang.
You guys can't face a huge big man. I think that hurts. That's skilled. I think that hurts bad.
Purdue, we'll find out when we go to Mackey in 2 weeks. We're going to lose to them. But another bad matchup team for us.
You don't want Kansas.
I'll take Kansas.
Oh, I'm so sick of this Kansas debate, dude. They're not that good. They have 5 players. Granted, they have 5 players.
Their Oklahoma win was sweet. They have 6 players, and that's all you need, as long as no one gets hurt.
And injuries no foul trouble, and no off day from one person, or you lose. That's the margin of error when you have 6 people that are capable of playing. They do not have anybody else.
Yeah, I think they'll turn it up. I think they'll be in the Final Four. That's not crazy to say. They're a top 3 seed.
That's fine. I think Michigan State could beat Kansas. I don't fear them.
I feel like Michigan State could beat Kansas. Any team's best player is Hunter Dickinson. I do not fear them.
But he's not. That's what makes them better. Is he's not their best player. He's probably the most flashy.
Well, he touches the ball too much for him to be on that team.
Do you guys want to face him in the tournament?
I would love to face him.
That's high stakes, though. That's high stakes.
I would not be afraid to play him.
Izzo knows how to coach against him. We've played him 4 times.
He dropped 30.
He only played well against us at Michigan. He played dog shit at the Breslin every time and lost every single time. Anyways, UConn, don't want to play them. Purdue, don't want to play them. Tennessee, we've already played them. We lost by a point, and they had a guy playing with 7 fouls, so does it really count?
You just had to out-physical Tennessee.
And it's a Rick Barnes team in March. North Carolina loses to random teams every week, so I would not want to play North Carolina just because how good they are offensively.
I think you could beat them.
Well, I think North Carolina could be one of those situations where I feel like you could beat them, but I would not.
They have 2 bigs. I would not. So it's a little scary. They have 2 guys that can dominate.
But they are so good guard-wise offensively that it's just it'd be the Kansas State game again. It'd be 95-94, and you just hate every single second of it.
Either way, I think we would be in that game with a minute left. And then you look at the rest of the tier: Baylor's, Illinois. They already beat those teams. So
what about Houston, Alex?
No, you don't want them.
I think we could keep it close the entire game because they're not some high-powered offense. It would be a gross 50-48 game, Butler, Michigan State Final Four. That's what that game would be.
I think they'd put AJ in a torture chamber. If AJ balled out against Houston, I would never say a bad word about him ever again. Ever.
AJ is his most underrated. He takes a lot of shit, and deservedly so. He can break a press by himself, no problem, and people do not realize that that is a very underrated skill to have. Because I watched Penn State pressed us the whole game, and when AJ's in, you don't even blink. I didn't even notice it, and then when Trey Holloman came in and played point guard, he turned it over 3 times. So
you don't want Creighton.
AJ, I wouldn't. I'm not afraid of Creighton.
Wow.
Not. I just can't be. All these.
That's why I know. Final Four. You got Final Four in your eyes.
Listen, because all these teams have flaws just like us. No different. What do we have that's on our side? Well, experience. We made a Sweet 16 last year. All these dudes played there last year. We have a Hall of Fame coach. Why can't we?
Guard play.
It's gonna depend on matchup. If we draw UConn's region, we're not making the Final Four. If we draw Purdue's region, we're not making the Final Four.
I know you're there too, Evan. I want you to.
Oh, if we're drawing Purdue's region, we won't even have to face Purdue because Matt Painter will blow up before that.
If we draw Purdue's region, that means we're in the Detroit region, which means if we get to the Sweet 16,
Alex, Matt Painter lost to his 16 seed last year when Purdue was the favorites to win.
If we get up to the Midwest region in Detroit, book it. I'll book it. Because that means we'll be a 5. I'm not booking Phoenix. Let's not get – it's all about the draw, dude. It's the draw.
I wouldn't book Phoenix. I would talk about driving out to Phoenix. That's what I would do.
I see it in your eyes, Evan. I know you're Final Four with this team.
I'm going to always say the same thing. You need guards. It's all about matchup.
The draw.
That's just 100%. It's
you
all
know what
about
else
the draw.
you need? The predictive metrics on your side, and we have those.
What does that mean?
Predictive metrics.
It's like those stats of like, the team has never been outside the top 10. Blah, blah.
Every national champion is top 25 in offense and defense on Ken Palm. Guess what? Spartans are both. You know how many teams there are? Four or five that are top 25.
3 weeks left.
You're not even talking just Final Four. You're talking national champion. I love that. We are back. We are so back.
We're not back.
Swept the series. Swept the season series.
It's not because
rivals.
of that.
We are back.
I've been trying to say this team doesn't like get blown out or lose like bad. They have once. They were close with all these like top tier teams and they just couldn't finish. And if they can just continue to learn how to finish games like they've done the last 2 weeks, then maybe they're turning a corner. Why would I bet against a guy that's done it 1,000 times?
Purdue's the game. Purdue's the game I have circled to see if I'm going to buy.
Well, they're going to lose by
team.
20. I can tell you that now.
I will not be buying in them.
They do not win there.
They don't have to win. I said it. I told the guys last week. It's like the Lions.
What needs to happen?
Don't need to win. You just need to be in it with 5 to go. Like if you really are in this game, deep into the game, maybe even 2 minutes to go, like you're there. You can make the Final Four.
So you wrote this team off like 2 weeks ago, and you're telling me now if we're within a couple of points with 5 minutes to go, we're a Final Four team?
No, like the door is back open for me to like consider it.
Is the door wide open for a Sweet 16? Because it should be.
No, it depends on the draw. We probably would disagree a lot on the teams that you listed off of who I would expect you guys to win. Marquette, I said from the jump.
I'm not saying
that's the team you're going to beat.
Yeah,
I was all over this team for the Sweet 16. Yes, they're not very good.
Evan, would you rather draw number 1, an 8 seed, and play Arizona, or a 7 seed and play North Carolina or Kansas?
Oh, Kansas. Give me Kansas. I do not want to play Arizona.
I would play Arizona.
I feel like they kind of bullied us around for a little bit.
I mean, we started that game horrendous, and we should have won.
It basically was a home game for them, too. It was in Palm Springs,
Los Angeles.
What the fuck it was, California.
Yeah. No, I would. There's only 2 teams that I would think where I see it, I'd be like, there's no way we can win. That's it.
There's only one team that I see. It's UConn. I don't fear Purdue in the tournament. Like
I don't know how I feel about Purdue until after we play them. I gotta see it.
I don't know. The Purdue one's weird.
I feel like the tournament
does change things, but
I feel like our guards can bully their guards, and I think Lawyer's a massive liability on defense. So whoever he's guarding, could really exploit that.
I do think Purdue makes a Sweet 16 this year because I do think their guards are more seasoned. And they're all sophomores, but I think,
last year they were a big problem. Also, your whole foul theory about them, when I watched their game today, when they get 65 fouls in their favor every game, and when that doesn't happen in the tournament, they're going to lose. For sure.
Yeah, it hurts them a
30
lot.
free throws.
They don't call fouls on Edey like Big Ten refs do.
Big Ten officiating, harming.
They're whistle happy. Hurts the conference.
Well, not the first 10 minutes of the Michigan State-Michigan game yesterday.
No, that was refreshing. They didn't call anything.
We got to the under 12 with no fouls.
Yeah, when I watched Big East, it's crazy. They just let.
Well, then they called 5 in a row.
Yeah, then there was 1,000 fouls in the second half, but whatever.
SEC, they don't blow that many whistles. They just let the boys run.
Grant, I think we need to do a 3-minute Butler Bulldogs section. I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
Is Butler making the tournament?
I'll say yes. Sure. Do I feel good about it? No.
Part 2 of that first question, what seed?
I don't know enough about that. You would know better. I just want to get in. I'll play a playing game too. It'll make Tuesday, Wednesday night interesting finally.
11 or 10, probably.
Here's the thing. Here's the skinny for our Bulldogs listeners.
It'll be all Butler fans.
Hell yes. We have 5 games left, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Nova on the road this week.
I would. It's going to get dark before it gets bright. I do think if we win one of our games this week, we are in.
Who's the second game this week?
At Villanova, at Seton Hall. Seton Hall will be a loss. I know this team. We'll lose to Seton
either
Hall.
of those games.
No. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night really is the season, I would say. So the 3 teams we play are all in the bubble as well. It's just a Big East bubble. So it's going to be this stretch of Butler basketball is like the NCAA tournament. It's awesome. Like all these games are live or die. Life or death.
That sucks.
Whatever.
That sucks. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Marquette and Creighton have been too. It's just been exhilarating basketball. It's the pinnacle. It's basically the tournament. Anyways, if you win 4 out of these 5, which is unlikely, you will be in the tournament, I think, without having to do anything in the Big East. If you lose 2 of the 5, then you have to probably win at least 1 game in the Big East. And that's as simple as that. The 3 apps are home, St. John's, you should win. At DePaul, they're terrible. You should win. And home versus
30,
you should win. So it's just these 2 away games.
Tuesday.
We've been good on the road. We suck at Hinkle. We've been really bad at Hinkle.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But we're good on the road. So we'll see.
Let's say Michigan State drops a game in their next 5 and ends up a 7 because they lost a game they shouldn't have, whatever, instead of a 6 or 5. And Butler's a 10. Michigan State Butler rematch. How do you feel?
I hate that.
You think you lose?
I hate that for my friends in my life and my relationship
it would,
with Marissa.
It would suck. It'd be awkward.
I hate
for
that.
Sure.
I don't want those worlds to mix.
And if they did,
Pierre Brooks revenge game. Yeah, I like him to go off for 25 and we win.
But realistically, Grant,
I think we'd have a very good chance. I would not be surprised if we won the game. I probably would put it handicapping 70-30. You guys,
my last Butler Bulldog corner,
college athletes,
is Pierre Brooks looks like he's gaining weight again and is regressing, and that is a bad sign.
It's a long season, He gets tired legs. He plays a lot.
Well, he got benched for the final 8 minutes of your last game. I get it, you were losing by a lot, but
no, we pulled at Alex. We were down 20 points.
I'm just saying, he has this issue where he is not always fully committed. He had the same problem in East Lansing.
I mean, I have nothing bad to say. I have nothing bad to say about Pierre Brooks. He's averaging 15 points.
I'm just trying to warn you that if he struggles the next 5 games and you lose games because he wasn't contributing like he was early in the season, just remember this conversation. I hope he turns it around.
I think he's going to have a couple 20-point games here.
I hope he does.
Coming up.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Speaking of basketball, Pistons. Beefs do fight night. I don't know if there's anything else really to say from this. There's some Pistons fans that I think had a problem with it. I guess I'd have to see actually what happened, but I'm not that concerned with it. If I'm being honest, I don't know if that makes me a reckless fan, but
we get out of his contract.
The Pistons.
He's certainly a basket case. I mean, his behavior is spoken for that. But that's you can't shame Isaiah Stewart, but then love the Bad Boys era. I mean, I know one's on the court.
You can't punch an assault and get arrested. Someone in a tunnel. I mean, if we're just going to be completely honest, he should not have done that.
No, I agree. But again,
and that is not the Bad Boys mantra because the Bad Boys were good at basketball. Punching guys when you suck is a loser thing to do.
I agree. Being bad, Draymond gets away with it because they're good.
Correct. And he doesn't get away with it, honestly. He's taking it a little too far.
I'd like to see what led up to it. I'd like to see the footage. But I will say, if we do get good, I like having Beef Stew as a piece to be the enforcer.
Well, we won't. So that's irrelevant.
Okay. That's totally fair.
Next topic. Bad. Fuck the Pistons.
Next topic to wrap it out. Well, unless we have a Tigers question.
No.
Lions question. Looking to the offseason.
You can't.
What do you think is a position of need for the Lions that many people are overlooking? I think anyone here would say the Lions need to draft sign a true cornerback 1, as well as a 2 and 3. Kidding, kind of. This is just the guy's question. Another stud on the defensive line and a trustworthy kicker. What is a position that you believe Brad and Dan are circling on their draft boards or free agency wish list that us fans may not see coming?
May not see coming?
Well, Evan's answer is right tackle.
My answer is offensive line. Depth.
Left.
I get it. They're like our backups. But the question states something that we don't see coming. Everybody sees secondary and edge rusher coming. I would say offensive line depth. You want us to be successful the entire year to battle in the trenches? Frank Ragno's only got so many games left in his body. He's going to probably have to take a couple off if he's just banged up. I know that's not his mindset, but after they were asked him, he says, I just want to go rest because his body's tired. And basically tired of getting
lay down.
You're talking about Ragnar?
Relatable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are rumors on Reddit. I didn't see them. I did not find them. Someone told me about
you did. You found them.
Yeah, you did.
No. I'm not on Reddit.
The blog boy sent the link to you.
Yeah, I saw it.
Evan, no. Incorrect.
No, Alex.
Oh, you're mad. You're mad.
It's all incorrect. Anyway, someone told me, they're like, yeah, Ragnar's going to retire right before the season starts. So
okay, that person's just completely wrong and completely
wrong.
False. I think Ragnar's going to retire.
I was like, I don't believe you. I don't think that'll happen. I think that's all fake. But if he were to be right, it was mentioned right now, Sunday, February 18th.
Are you taking credit for it, Alex, or what? Just because you said it on the podcast?
Our podcast should take credit for it if it were to happen.
To Johnny Boy 35 on Reddit.
I don't know who posted it on Reddit. I just was told.
The only thing I'll say though, it does happen. At least a handful of guys per year, maybe 2 to 3. They show up at training camp, realize how much it sucks again, and they retire. Like that does happen.
Yeah, I don't think he will, but
that actually happened this past year. I forgot who it was, but the first day of training camp, finished it. I was like, I'm good. I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, this sucks. I'm out.
Like Georgia State's football coach, they started spring practice and he just quit, and he took a job at South Carolina to be a running back coach. So I'm not doing this.
My outside the box thinking for this wide receiver, like a top 2 round wide receiver.
What kind of receiver?
Big body free agent wide receivers. They're out there.
How big of a body?
Think I don't know, draft. What's our second round number? 60?
20? No.
58?
Devin Funchess?
Just shut up.
Like that big? Kelvin Benjamin big?
No, somebody good.
I don't even
like Mike Evans.
Maybe like a trade up draft someone
Marvin
good,
Harrison,
like Keon Coleman, or or sign like Evan said, like a T Higgins or someone like that. I could see the Lions because Brad loves flash. I mean, he went for Jameer, he went for JMO. If we brought in another high end type receiver prospect or proven, I could see it. And it would stun everybody.
When you just said flash there, I thought back to earlier in the show. Brad Holmes would do wonders with Cone Carr. You'd find a spot for him on the field. Jump balls to Cone Carr.
Why not?
Ben Johnson would draw for him.
I think he'd just be go routes. What else would he run?
Would jump over everybody. If he could catch a football, he would be
just
amazing.
Corner fades.
Yeah, it'd be so good.
He's from the South. I'm surprised he didn't play football. They usually don't choose to play basketball.
I like that. You guys kind of, I feel like, hit the nail on the head. My instant reaction when I read the question was guard or center. So what Evan said. I would think they prioritize that.
That's not shocking, though.
Well, the guy didn't list it in the question.
It doesn't surprise me. I feel like that is a need because you need depth at the offensive line.
To us who are in the weeds, but I feel like from the outsider perspective, you're just looking at this we have the top 2 offensive line, top 1 offensive line in the NFL. Why do they need to add to that? But I could see them easily doing that just because
offensive linemen get injured 20,000 times per season.
I don't know if they would do this. But this is what I would do that's off the board. I would rearrange our middle linebacker room, and I would go get a guy that can run sideline to sideline fast. And I would stick him next to Jack Campbell for the future.
I was thinking linebacker in my head, but I didn't want to be mean to Derek Barnes because he had a cool pick.
Nick Bolton.
Well, that would be hot.
Like, not him, but like him. Like, the next Nick Bolton we acquire, and we just have him QB spy so we can actually stop quarterbacks that can run.
Harold Perkins.
Harold Perkins.
See, in the draft, is he drafted?
I don't even think he's eligible. I think he's only played 2 years.
But he actually, I'm curious to see what they do with him, because, not to get into Harold Perkins talk, but he wasn't as good this year because they moved him to actual like stack linebacker. He's more of an edge rusher guy. That's why he was good his first year. Anyways,
realistically, this team is just going to make the moves they need to, and they're going to get corners and a kicker and someone else.
Kicker.
Brian Burns is going to be our starting defensive end. And we actually have somebody talented.
Sick.
Oh.
Shot.
Well,
you were
take a shot at
the Chase Young parade because we missed the Super Bowl after episode. During the Super Bowl, like Chase Young was just dominating the game in 2 plays.
That was awesome. Truly, where were you moment?
I almost threw up in my mouth when I saw Chase Young get a sack. I was like, oh my God. How long until I have texts?
It made me so happy. So happy.
Immediately, I was like, Evan's going to text.
It was good timing. No, it was good timing.
It sucked.
No, it didn't suck. It was great. It was fantastic.
I'm just glad
I saw power rankings. Oh, Alex, now that you're here, you can clear it up. Did you wear your Chiefs jersey to the office on Monday?
No.
Oh,
we're not allowed to wear professional sports jerseys other than our own team.
You work for a professional sports team?
No. I work for an accounting firm. Big Four. I work for PwC. PricewaterhouseCoopers Insurance. PricewaterhouseCooper.
I freaking know accounting. Anyways, I read a different Athletic article looking around for topics for the show.
God, you read a lot of The Athletic.
I do. That's like my
reading time. It's a hardy subscription.
You really couldn't wear a Lions jersey when they were in the NFC Championship game to work?
Incorrect, Evan.
I would have worn one. I don't
someone wore a Steelers jersey like week 14 and was told to take it off.
That's crazy.
What happens if the employee said no? It was like, no.
I don't know. HR probably gets involved.
I'll never forget. This one actually makes sense, but I'll never forget the first NFL Sunday on the Stats Crew. I think, this was the first year. First NFL Sunday, so early September, blah, blah, blah. Kid comes in. I'm not going to say his name. There's no chance he listens. Comes in. Wearing
keeping this on the show.
Adam Thielen Vikings jersey.
I was just going to say he probably wore a jersey to work.
Official stats, like unbiased stats for the league. And just immediate look, like Boz looks at him and goes, you take that off. It's not even like...
Oh, that's funny.
Or maybe he let him wear it, but it was like, do not ever do that again. Like, just no, you're not. You simply was like,
know
we're just not.
That, though.
This is your job. You're not a fan of these teams. You're just doing your job. Power rankings list. They had it as a number 3rd going into next season, which kind of, it's just weird to see us up there still. But
you saying number 3rd?
Number 3rd in the NFL. I don't know.
What does that mean?
I probably was trying to say number 3 or 3rd.
When you said that, I didn't know what you were talking about. I just stood there like, I don't know what you're saying. Anyways, number 3 in the power rankings.
I thought that was a little generous, but I guess could have been the Super Bowl easily.
Turns out I actually read the power rankings at work to people around me, and they said it was a joke that the Lions were 3. They should not be.
That's mean.
Agreed. It was very mean.
But I do think having the Ravens behind us is mean. Like, they killed us. I would still have them ahead of us in the power rankings because of the on-field head-to-head.
But all our guys are young and they're only getting better.
I would put us at 4. We're easily top 5.
We're top 5 NFL team.
I still put the Chiefs and Niners and Ravens ahead of us.
When does the schedule come out? When do we get the sweet schedule release?
May.
Not till after the draft.
God, that's long.
Yeah.
It's not even known when the release is yet. They don't even tell you. May 11th. Last year was May 11th. So it's a long time.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I don't think so. think that's the week. Now we get into a weird part. We get college basketball, but we just have these like 2 weeks before March Madness where we got to figure out what to do. Maybe we skip a week. I don't know.
Well, you can just hope Michigan State loses, and then we can talk about how we're back to hate our lives.
We could get ready for March Madness and do a snake draft of March Madness moments. Yep, let's put that on the books. That'd be fun to get ready for the tournament.
Way too many. Grant, I can't spend that much time on YouTube.
Grant, we can pick 4 teams to make the Final Four like right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right now.
I'm not saying like right now, but I'm saying like next week.
No, right this second. Have to pick. Name your Final Four.
No, next week, Alex. Sorry, we've already gone overtime.
Grant, name your Final Four.
No, Grant, no, don't.
Do it. He already has 3 of them. He told me the other day.
Don't say them out loud. Don't say them out loud, Grant. Don't say it. I only know one.
Tennessee, Kansas.
Stop. Mute, bleep, take it out.
There's 2 more.
I don't care.
He actually only had 3. He only had 3. Tennessee, Kansas, and UConn.
Everyone's going to pick UConn.
But that's fluctuating.
The fourth one fluctuates.
Not Connor. Connor said the 1 seed, the previous champion, almost never makes the Final Four again. But
Connor
we don't know
doesn't
about his
know
stats.
Shat.
Yeah, his stats are an asterisk.
His stats are made up in his head.
Connor's listening this far. He came correct last week, except for that one stat. But
you say
he had his
teams that win the national championship don't make the Final Four, or teams that make the Final Four don't make it again the next year?
Win the championship. Like the previous champion normally doesn't do that good in the tournament. That's what he was saying.
I can think of in my head right now like 7 teams that made back-to-back Final Fours.
All Michigan State.
Well, didn't Butler?
Michigan State.
Yes.
Butler. Florida won back-to-back national champions.
Ohio State, Florida.
Florida Atlantic and San Diego State are going again this year. That's gross if true.
San
Diego State's a wagon again.
Florida Atlantic will not. San Diego State
is
will
not a wagon again.
San Diego State's best players on Arizona.
The Mountain West. I'm so sick of everyone acting like they're good, and then they go 0-7 in the tournament every year. Besides,
well, then stop them. They made the championship game last year, Alex.
But that's it. Other than that, the Mountain West is like 1-30 in the last 5 years.
If Brian Dutcher wasn't 64 years old, I would love for him to be the next Michigan coach, but he wasn't on my top 3.
He was an assistant
for my Michigan. Taste. Yes, we could go all the way back to the Steve Fisher era.
Vacated title.
Fab 5 book from the Tecumseh Public Library. I'd check out that book by Mitch Albom and I'd read about Michigan basketball. I never finished it. I usually read like 3 chapters.
The same 3 chapters just over and over and over again.
Bo Schembechler telling the coach that you are not going to coach this team in the tournament because a Michigan man will coach this team in the tournament. And they won it all with Steve Fisher.
That makes me want to throw up. Well, vacated, Grant.
No, it happened.
No, it's vacated.
Happen, actually.
The Seton Hall one is not. 1989 is not vacated whatsoever.
I thought it was.
No, that'd be the Fab 5 stuff. They took the banners down. But 1989 is legit.
Oh, they honored all the previous champions at halftime. There was like nobody cheering for them.
They have a Sweet 16 banner up there?
It was a quiet halftime. One, you can't hear the PA announcer, and then you just have old dudes just walking down the court. You had no idea what was going on. No hype up video, no nothing. No pictures.
The national championship that Louisville won against you guys was vacated?
Yes, they cheated.
Yes.
Rick Pitino got fired. Almost went to federal prison.
I mean, I know that, but I'm just surprised that no Michigan fan has like claimed that that's your national championship.
You don't remember those next 2 days on Twitter? Oh, God. Yes, they are losers because that's all they claim.
Losers.
All right. Cheers to 155.
Cheers.
It's almost my favorite month. Izzo.